Let's do some news, man.
In today's episode of Damn Randy, You're Fucking Crazy.
Damn, Randy, you the illest.
Fucking tensions between Claptrap voice actor and Borderlands studio reach a fever pitch. Claptrap voice actor David Eddings stated that he refused to reprise his role due to not receiving his total promised pay for Borderlands 1 and 2. He dug deeper when making the comments. I'm not telling them how to run their business, but maybe next time they should put the $12 million payment from 2K into Gearbox's bank account instead of giving Randy Pitchford a $12 million fucking bonus.
That apparently he got, quote unquote, secretly.
Yeah.
It was not like broadcast. $12 million bonus?
$12 million bonus.
That's, dude.
$12 million.
This is a main situation. So you've heard this. Have you ever heard the story of Costco's CEO?
I've heard things about Costco's CEO.
Costco's CEO basically, instead of making millions upon millions of dollars, because he could make probably, $100 million a year.
Stupid amounts of money.
Yeah, I think he keeps his yearly salary at around like $450,000 a year, which is still pretty fucking good.
Very generous.
Yeah. All of it goes back into the company, giving employees bigger raises and all, like, that's how you run it. Like, $12 million bonus, man, that's ridiculous. All of that should have went to the team. Like, I get it, he is the big dog, but I'm a very firm believer in being a leader instead of a boss.
Right.
A leader will jump into the fray with you. A boss will tell you from afar how to do things to get out of the fray.
Yeah.
So, Randy's crazy. Donald Trump and Randy need their phones taken away.
Eddings, soon after making these claims that Pitchford assaulted him during GDC 2017, Eddings offered to take the role for free for Borderlands 3, so long as that he was paid in full his past royalties and received an apology from Randy Pitchford for the 2017 assault. Gearbox at the time decided not to respond to the offer. But Eddings is the third voice actor who did not receive a response after an offer to voice act. Both Troy Baker and Nolan North also stated that they would love to reprise their roles. However, Randy Pitchford, for some reason, stated that the audio director for Borderlands 3 claims that they both turned down their roles when they were initially offered.
That's something Randy's saying to save his butt.
Yeah. Which is weird. Like, why would you call out both Troy Baker and Nolan North unless you just don't want to pay Troy Baker and Nolan North money?
Yeah, that's the thing, too. It seems like, so I don't know if Eddings claimed the physical assault. I don't know if he claimed,
did a police report?
I don't know. Did he do a police report back then? Or is he just now bringing this up because it works in his favor? Like, if you're ever assaulted, claim shit right then and there.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. We don't know if he...
documented.
Yeah, bring that shit to light. Like, I understand he probably didn't want to bring it to light because he's like, oh, shit, I don't want to bring this to light. I could get fired, and all that stuff. But don't put up with that shit.
Yeah. I to be honest, I don't know. That's the thing.
We don't know. We don't know.
He say, she say.
Yeah. Also, just pay your voice actors for shit. Like, if, hypothetically, let's go down both routes here. Let's say Eddings didn't get paid and all this is true. That's bullshit. Make sure you pay people. On the other side, let's say they did get paid and now they're just being assholes about it. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I like to play devil's advocate a lot. I like to play on both. I don't automatically want to say I want to be on this side or I want to be on that. I try to let me look at both sides of this story. That's probably one of the reasons, now, I guess I have a hobby in video game journalism, because let's be honest, that's what we do with this podcast now, is we're video game journalists that don't know shit about anything. So,
well, since the accusations, Gearbox has since responded in saying that there is currently an investigation into the incident that took place in 2017. However, they are not outright accusing or saying that Randy Pitchford assaulted anybody or that a crime was committed. So that's where they're at the moment, but Randy needs like a retainer. He needs somebody next to him at all times to make sure he doesn't say something fucking stupid.
He needs an intern to be like, don't think that's a smart idea, boss.
Exactly. He needs somebody to proofread all his Twitter messages so that he can come out in a clear, concise manner and act professional.
Again, he needs the same things he needs as what our president needs. It's dumb. It's so dumb.
It's stupid.
I mean, I think the problem is, and we talked about this last week, Randy's very passionate.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it nicely. He's passionate about what he says.
He's a very passionate man.
Maybe he just needs to be banned from Twitter for like a day or a week or a year.
I would go as far as to say, I was just like, have him step down as CEO, put him on the board of directors so that he still has a connection to his fucking shit, and let someone else take the helm, because it's just no,
shit's crazy.
No, Twitch chat, no Randy Pitchford for president. That's not.
No,
it's not. I don't know who's worse.
One is only for video games. Oh, man.
Anyway, moving on.
Electronic Arts says the old way of releasing games doesn't work anymore. Electronic Arts acknowledged during its Q4 FY 2019 financial results conference call that Anthem, which is expected to be one of the biggest releases of the year, did not live up to expectations.
Due to the failures that Anthem has produced, EA is reevaluating how they go about doing their live service development. They're saying that this whole trickle drop feed bullshit that they're doing in order to build up the excitement just isn't cutting it anymore. And they are drawing a lot of comparisons to the way that Asian markets operate, especially in China and South Korea, where they will soft launch, like have a base launch out, and they'll have it to small sectors. Like it's almost like beta testing or going out and having small groups play the game. Like the game is supposed to be finished, but they're essentially doing a mass QA, and they're having the fans do it on their behalf, and they're giving the feedback of how to fix the game.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a really good idea.
It does. You do lose the, oh my God, I gotta play this game. I'm so hyped up for this game. Guess what? You're hyped up for a game that doesn't work.
Right.
I would rather do what Asian markets are doing right now. Do this. Hey, the game works. Now I can play a finished game.
It reminds me almost like Steam Greenlight. So it's like they'll come out with like an alpha or beta build or close to a finished product, and then if people like it, they'll pay into it, and then they use that money to fix all the bullshit that they need, and then from there they continue to build onto it. They're not going to see a lot of profit in the front end, which is the way that Western markets operate. You have this launch, everyone buys it, and then it trickles down as time goes on. It will be a more long-term sustained profit. So hopefully it'll fix the way that EA and maybe even other developers operate their live services.
Yeah, I mean Anthem is getting, it's just one thing after another with this game. If it's not problems with the game itself or the loot system or the way it's being released, it's just people being pulled to other games.
And we'll get into that later.
I don't know, man. I think that's all I got to say on that one.
Nope. It's all trash.
It's real bad. Speaking of trash.
Bethesda's been ripping off WotC. Bethesda's latest Elder Scrolls adventure has been taken down amidst cries of plagiarism. Promotional Elder Scrolls-inspired tabletop RPG contained widespread instances of apparent plagiarism from D&D Adventures League modules published in 2016. Bethesda released a tabletop RPG adventure called Elsewhere, borrowing entire concepts from The Black Road by Paige Letman and Brian Heisler, however you say his fucking last name.
Yeah, sure.
Examples of the plagiarism are as follows. This is like the opening statement, like the beginning statement. For the Black Road, this is the D&D Adventurers Guild. Their opening lines are, "There's nothing like the desert to make people feel small and insignificant. In every direction, huge dunes roll across the landscape, and an even bigger sky looms above. The oasis of Vertantil is a motley collection of sun beach tents and a vast desert. Elsewhere, nothing beats the desert to make people feel small and unimportant. In every direction, enormous dunes roll across the landscape, and an even larger empty air skies above it. The oasis is on the border of Cyrodiil and Elsewhere, and is a colorful collection of sun-drenched tents in a vast desert of Elsewhere." It's not even like you tried.
Hey, can I see your homework? Yeah, but don't copy it. Just change it a little bit.
Just change it a little bit. Other examples are including that in the opening sequence, there is 4 wagons in both games that are pulled by 2 labor animals. There's 1 wagon for food. There is 1 wagon to carry water and medical supplies. Each wagon carries a single statue of some religious or cultural importance. The caravans travel in 2 shifts each day, roughly in the same time frame. It's like you didn't fucking try. And you thought that you can get away with it because you pulled it out of a fucking Adventurers League, which all those things go out in fucking cycles. Like, you thought that nobody was going to fucking catch you because it's supposed to be obscure. No, you went after WotC, who owns D&D, and pulled their Adventurers League, which there are still people who run this in fucking Adventurers League to this fucking day. It was just ran 6 months ago at another fucking local game shop. Like, holy fucking shit. What were you thinking?
What the fuck were you thinking?
Exactly.
We shouldn't have named this podcast ScrubVerse. It should have just been, what the fuck are you thinking? Oh, man. We got to make that an actual segment.
Yeah, seriously.
I like that. There's going to be legal issues with this shit.
What people have been like saying is just like, with video games, Bethesda has been known, and even other companies. I'm not going to just pin it on Bethesda, but there are other people out there that are saying, when it comes to video games and people rip off video games, you can say it with between Fortnite and PUBG. There are elements that you can take from each of those games, I guess you could say, and make it your own. Put a little bit of spin on it. You're essentially taking the same concept of the game and just maybe tweaking a little thing here or there. And it's not plagiarism because you don't own an idea. However, when it gets written to print, that is a completely different story.
Yeah, so this kind of brings up what I used to do. So before I even started streaming and stuff, I used to be really big into perler bead art. I don't know if you know what that is. I'm talking, I was at many fighting game tournaments because that's where I started. I would make basically Mega Man 8-bit versions of people's characters. Chun-Li, started with Street Fighter and all that. We had some problems because I was basically accused of stealing this one guy's art and all this other stuff. And I'm like, well, you made the pixel art version. I'm making this an actual, physical product. And then come to find out, all you got to do is change a couple beads or throw your little swing on it and all that stuff. This sounds a lot like that. I had a lot of trouble with that shit. That's probably one of the reasons why I got out of it. I'm talking, I have made tons of stuff. I went to Murfreesboro, Tennessee once for a Kumite in Tennessee, and I made, with the tournament tournament earnings and the online earnings that I was getting, I made $1,300 that weekend.
You went to a fucking Kumite?
Yeah, I was at 2013. It was really.
What is this Kumite? Because your Kumite may be different from the Kumite that I'm thinking of.
It's called KIT. Kumite. It's a fighting game tournament.
I'm thinking from the fucking movie.
No, dumbass. It's a fighting game series. Yeah, it's a fighting game tournament series where it's done. It's been in Murfreesboro. I think it was in Memphis, Tennessee once. It's all around Tennessee sometimes. And basically, I no longer do it because there's another perler bead company called Dynamic Custom Beads that basically were able to do it better than me. They had they are sponsored by Evo. They get brought out to Evo and all that stuff. And we were kind of neck and neck at one point, trying to basically we were bidding for venues. Because in the beginning, I just got asked to be at venues, but then they kind of one-upped it and were like, "Hey, we're gonna put $250 in the Street Fighter pot," and I'm like, "I can't compete with that. I just can't do it." So I kind of got out of it and I started doing things just kind of on my Facebook page and all that stuff. And I just then I got to the point where I just wanted to make, because I lost track of why I wanted to make stuff. I wanted to make stuff because I thought it was cool.
Yeah, and
I wanted to keep this stuff, and then it turned into a business that I really didn't want. And so, I made some money off of it and all that stuff. But going back to what the original thing brought me into this is you can just, what you were saying, just put your little spin on it.
Yep.
And then it's not plagiarism anymore. I'm like, is it though? Because you took a core system that someone made and then you were just like, now it's mine. So
you can't do that with printed pen and paper product.
No, not when you can put things side by side and you're like, this looks a lot alike.
Yep. No, so Bethesda's legal team has been contacted and they are currently investigating the accusation, but this can go pretty big. And while the adventure has been taken down, it is still apparently available on a Facebook linking to their Dropbox file. Yeah, you can get into the Bethesda Dropbox file and pull it out. So it's all printed out.
Here we go.
I would have like a week off with my D&D group and be like, hey, we're gonna play Elsewhere, aka the Black Road, aka the adventure we played 3 weeks ago. So there you go.
Just like go in there and fuck with their files and make it like a porn adventure.
The ScrubVerse adventure.
Yeah, the ScrubVerse adventure.
That's how you do it.
Lots of dragon dildos.
Yep. again with the phallic shit.
Dude, penises are funny. 2 things that are funny in life: penises and toilet humor. I don't care if it's a fart or a poop; it's gonna make me laugh. You can put a fart sound in anything, and it makes me laugh. Anyway, I'm taking the next one.
I'll keep that in mind.